Hey guys, some things at work. Get this out of here. Okay. In my line of work, I deal with a lot of people, healthy and very unhealthy and close to death. So it brings up the question quite often and ethically what I have to do. Ultimately it brings up the question of what is a human life worth to people. And it's very hard to see people in the end stages of life to where their family is around and they're trying to decide what to do. And it becomes very real at that moment to where the question becomes, what was this person's life worth? And that it's disturbing in a way to me, because I think and I believe personally, in the way I was raised, in my stance in life, is that every person, whether they're healthy or they're sick, every person, whether they're healthy and sick or wealthy and poor, I think everybody means the same to this world, because everybody, no matter your education stance, your money, to put it lightly, your stance in this world will always be the same, whether or not you are healthy or you are poor. I think that everybody was born for a reason. And looking at human life and how fragile it can be and how fragile some people can be, and the rate of suicides and murders, and in the past of genocide, and recent events, the target of which America has become to other people, and being a target of genocide, to put it lightly. People, throughout history, people have wanted other people dead because of who they are in the world or what their beliefs are. And I think beliefs are a very petty thing to kill people over. And it's a very important question to ask. What is the purpose? What is the worth of one human life? Is it worth less if you contribute less to the world? Is it worth less if you don't graduate high school or graduate college? Is it worth less if you are poor, if you're homeless, if you're uneducated, if you come from a different culture, if you come from a different background of people? People always want to categorize people's worth with their impact to the world, which I think is so wrong, because every human life is so important. Every human life, your life and mine, makes an impact for somebody in this world, and it always will. Human life is such a fragile thing to where I have a rare opportunity to see it in the beginning and in the end in a daily setting. I take care of the people that are close to death. I take care of people that have died. I take care of people that are very sick and near death, and that I have a distinct privilege to be there when they escape death and become healthy once again. They get to go home to their loved ones to continue what their life is and what it will be. So the value of a human life, I think, isn't really based on what you've done with it. It's what your potential is to do. And everybody has the potential to change the world. Everybody does. You, I, someone that you know, your family, the ones that you know, your family members that are deceased, they have had a distinct impact on this world that without them, and without you, without me, without anybody, someone's life would not be the same. And I know that life gets tough. My life has gotten tough at times, and I've struggled in life, and so have other people. Struggled so much so that they decided that it wasn't even worth it and decided to take their own life. And it's such a shame, because those same people could have had such an impact in this world to where they could have changed something. Someone that killed themselves may have gone on to create cures for cancer, AIDS, one of the huge diseases that plagues this world today. And my stance is, and it always will be, that no matter who you are or where you come from or what you do, that you will always be important You'll always be important to somebody. You'll always be important to a group of people, and someone will always be there to love you. So the value of a human life isn't whether or not you contribute in a huge way. It's the fact that you're there. The value of a human life begins when you're born, because when you're born, you have all the potential in the world. And as you grow up, you don't lose that potential, as some people will have you think. Some people will have you think that as you grow older, your chances of becoming intelligent and having an impact in the world lessens, and that's not true. Why would your impact lessen in a world to which you have complete control over yourself? You think that you're a slave to the government, that you're a slave to the economy. You're not. You're a slave to yourself. And being a slave and a master to yourself is the best thing that you could ever wish for. Because in a life, in a human life, in any life, it becomes a matter of what you do with the time that you have, not wishing, but doing. Because spending time doing instead of wishing, I don't even need to say what it'll get you. Because if you just spend your time wishing, if you sit down and dream up a grand dream and then determine that you'll never be able to reach it, then how will you reach it? Your value is solely based and dependent on what you do with the time that you have on this earth. If you just sit there and think of what you want to do rather than going out and getting it, it's a waste of time. And like I said, I have the distinct privilege, and sometimes it's not a privilege. Sometimes it's a shame, because I get to see the good and the bad of humans. I get to take care of them when they're healthy and when they're not. And I get to hear stories about people. I take care of a lot of veterans. I take care of a lot of former political influences. Not major political, but local cabinets and stuff like that. And it becomes so much clearer to me that these people started out with just what you and I had. They started out with a single breath, and they're going to go out with a single breath. That's what life is. You start and end with a single breath. And the billions of breaths that you take in there, the billions of breaths and ideas and thoughts that you have in the time of your life, whether it's 100 years, 50 years, or 20 years, you have every single opportunity to make an impact. So every human life is important, and the value of human isn't what people depict it as, what you value yourself as. And it's a shame to see so many people want to end it early. So many people have to see it ended early. And it's a real shame to see that people just don't value themselves as much as they can. They should, because of other people tearing them down, because of other people not valuing them as much as they value themselves. It's very important to value everybody the same. Whether you love them or you hate them, they are human and they have an impact. And they will always have an impact. Value of human life is what we hold it to. Value of human life is what we hold ourselves to. It's so important to not sell yourself short in life. And for every opportunity that you have to help somebody, every opportunity that you have to be next to somebody that you care about, it's always important to do so. Because every time that you pass up that opportunity, you're going to regret it. Every time you pass up an opportunity to help somebody, you will regret it. And every time you choose to pursue a dream that seems so far away from what you can reach, it's just one step closer. Life is a journey of 1,000,000 miles, and everybody has to start with one step. They start with one breath. And whether you reach that goal is how many steps you choose to take. Sitting there and doing nothing about your dream is not going to get you anywhere. You have to value your life more than other people will value your life, because it's the most important thing that you will ever have. You value money and love. Some value power more than life itself, and that's a huge mistake, because then you lose sight of what is really important. You have to treat everybody the same. Love them or hate them. because everybody has importance in this world. The evil people in this world may be evil because that's what they think their calling is. And I don't agree with that. But things in life are not laid out for you. You have to blaze your own trail, and you have to decide how important you are going to be in the end. And I think in the end, everybody reaches the same benchmark because they always had an impact in this world. Human life isn't something to play with or insult. Human life is something to cherish for everybody because we have all been bestowed the same gift. What you choose to do with that gift and what you choose to do with the time that you have here on earth is what will ultimately define you. But always remember that you were as important as the greatest heroes. Maybe not in the same way, but to someone, you were the most important thing. And you will always be important to somebody. So if you have thoughts, if you have, I don't know how to say it, life will always have the same value. So if you're thinking about taking your own life, taking another person's life, which I hope is not the case in either situations, because murder is murder, whether it's yourself or somebody else. Someone is going to lose someone that they love. So if you're depressed or if you're angry, just remember that everyone is valued the same. You and everyone else combined. Life is the only thing that we have that's guaranteed for the time that we are here right now. You're not guaranteed a job tomorrow. You're not guaranteed anything tomorrow. And unfortunately, you're not guaranteed to wake up tomorrow either. So what you do with the time right now, do with the time that you have right now is the most important thing that you will ever do in life. Every next thing that you do will be the most important decision of your life because it shapes what you're going to do in the future. And I don't care if you're a millionaire when you die or you die with a penny in the bank. You will always be important to somebody, to a lot of people. And it's a shame that people don't value themselves the way that they should, that I do. It's a very long story about my life, but I've come to the point where everybody means the world to me because I know that they have an impact on the world. The value of human life is the best value above money and riches, success that you will ever have. The value of human life is why we're here. Everything that we do, just remember, you are important to somebody. And you mean the world to the world. One person has the chance to shape the world as it will be tomorrow. And don't tell yourself it's not going to be you, because it may be. I will see you guys next time. Bye.